So this is our fourth talk on the subject of how individuals and businesses can adopt during and after COVID-19. So once again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today, especially people from Australia, Middle East, and Pakistan. So I know that it's a bit early in Middle East, but thank you very much for devoting your time. I can see that this is the importance of this program, that you guys are sacrificing your sleep on a Sunday morning, and especially Middle East is on Sunday morning. So I really appreciate that you guys are here. As I'm stating about my company and this forum before, so basically this idea came from the WhatsApp group which I run as an Aussie entrepreneurs. So somebody was asking me that what is entrepreneurship, and that gentleman is working for he's doing a security job for past 7 years, and he's an MBA. So that was the motivation behind this webinar, that we should run a campaign or something or some program to for the public awareness, especially for our community in Australia. So apart from this, this program has been sponsored by Unilix Technology Investments, and I really grateful for Unilix and their team to organizing such a wonderful event. And our technology partner is Online Summit, and rest of the co-sponsors you can see also on the screen. Last but not least, I really appreciate and thankful to my speakers. They pledged their support and their devotion, their time they devoted for this cause. The purpose of this, as I said, that purpose of this webinar is a public awareness in this hard time. We are all facing lockdown situation. People are losing their jobs because of this COVID-19. What exactly we are losing in this time is basically the motivation. So that is the purpose of this event. Now I'm coming to my presenter today. Muzammil Janzeb is joining us from Dubai, Middle East, and Janzeb is basically a professional life coach. He's the founder of ThyCoach, his organization. Muzammil is a blogger. He's a author, and he's sharing his experiences with people. Muzammil's mission is to touch and help 100,000 people by 2025. So quite a resume, Muzammil. Welcome on board. I would, I welcome you on board, and I will request Muzammil that you should start your conversation now.
Of course, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be, a part of this summit. And just a sec, I'm trying to share my screen, and this really is an honor for me to be speaking at a forum which is for the people to benefit in the long run, and at least for people who, as you just said, I mean, I really feel the pain now. I think you are telling it to me today. I really feel the pain of a guy who is doing a security job, and he is an MBA. So when we come to a guy who's an MBA, so we literally feel, the guy should be knowing about business. He should be knowing about how to handle, different segments of the business. But nonetheless, I mean, he chose to be a security guard. So there can be, many reasons to this, or there might be anything that has forced him to be there. But nonetheless, I think there is a saying which says that, you are wholly and solely responsible for whatever situation you are in. So you are the one who is responsible for where you are now. So thank you very much for that, and thanks for the Unilix. I think this is, if not third, I think second time that I am speaking in your event. And last time it was in Dubai, and this time it is in Australia-based invitation, and I really honor it. So going forward, I mean, today's topic has come on definitely for a cause. to motivate those people who basically have some skills, or I would say that they do have some skills, some really rare skills, but they never tapped into that, and they never they're in the gray area. So there's nobody who is helping them out, or there's nobody that who they are reaching out and trying to get some insight about if they can be an entrepreneur, or if they can be uh, some business owners here and there. And we normally, I think, before we go ahead with the presentation, I just want to tap into something else here, with the friend that that you just referred to. I think it's not his fault that he's doing a job of a of a security guard, because we all are coming from a school system, or from the family system, where we are taught that go to school, get good grades, and get a secure job, and then you're good to go for the rest of your life. So we are shown a path from the beginning. If you look into your lives, if if you see that what your parents have been telling you, go to school, get a good get good grades, and those grades are also discriminatory, because based on that, no matter how good you are with your skills and with your knowledge and with your with your presentations, with some special skills that you have, but if you don't have the grades, you will not get an admission to a professional college. So that's an irony that we all live in, but we can't do anything to that. The only thing is that these are old school thoughts. We will have some. I think this is just one example, but we'll have many examples that people have been, doing this is at least he's doing a job as a security guard. There are many people who are doing well paid jobs, but then unfortunately they are not happy there. So you it's something that that's coming from our family roots, that's coming from our school system, because our school system teaches us to be a good employee. They don't teach us to be a good business owner. None of our families have told us ever that you have to be a good business owner. I mean, in my case, when I when I thought of I have to get into a business, it was basically that I was pushed into it. So what I mean by that is, um, I did have some thoughts in my mind that because of not being satisfied with my jobs, I did have some thought that I will go for a business. I want to do something, but again, I'm also coming from the same old school, wherein following the same advice: go to school, get good grades, and get a good job. So I did get some pay grades, but I did not get that good job that that will solve my issues, and I'll have some financial freedom or some time freedom. So financial freedom is never there. So I think you guys will resonate with me. I mean, ladies and gentlemen who are attending this session will resonate with me, and there will be some sort of connection in this, that we all have this in mind, that we have to at least get a good job and pay our bills. But then unfortunately it happens. So nonetheless, so what exactly is needed? So when it came to me, I was basically in a position when I lost my job in 2015, and I had to do something. So I was like, what to do? For 8 months there was no job. So I was thinking that I will do something, I'll do something, but that something did not come to my did not come to existence. Then finally I came across that I can be an entrepreneur. So when I got into the definition of an entrepreneur, so the first thing that I had to accept is that there has to be some risk, and that risk has to be absorbed by me. As an entrepreneur, you have to be a risk taker, and you have to absorb that risk. So there's a hypothetical, I think all of you might have seen a diagram or a picture in your life when, somebody is trying to show you the summit of success. So there is a water body. Beneath that, there's a huge amount of a logging, and then at the top there is a small tip which shows the success. So success is just a part of it, but it that success comes with the sacrifice. So similarly, becoming an entrepreneur takes a lot of risk and failures. It doesn't, I mean, the word itself sounds, as I would say, very nice. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a this business owner, I'm that business owner, but you have to go back and see that how many risks you have taken, how much time you have sacrificed to be there, how much, profits that you have achieved, or how much losses that you have given in. So there are a lot of things that you as an entrepreneur have to be ready to get started with. But that doesn't mean that, we will always, basically there's one thought, being a coach as well, I just want to share with you. So when we think of a problem, and we think so much of it, it becomes so huge in front of us that, the ease that is there, or the solution that was around that particular problem, we never thought of. So that's why people say that you should think of a solution and ponder on that, rather than thinking of a problem. So when you think of a problem, it becomes too huge. So the metaphor for this would be that if I ask all of you, just all of the attendees, just think of something pink in your room, or in that particular place, or around that. So think of pink. So you will come up with, you'll come up with something that would be pink in the room. Now if I tell you, do not think of do not think of something which is black in the room. So still you will go for the black. So this way or the other way, you are thinking of that particular thing. So same metaphor happens, in terms of entrepreneurship as well. So the risks are there, but there is a lot of achievement. There is a lot of success as well. There's a lot of profits. So there's also a saying which says that higher risks beget higher profits. So that's also a very important thing to keep in mind, that yes, you will take risks, but then you will get higher profits as well. There are some very, I would say, encouraging examples, if I would share that in my personal Amazon selling, when I was starting off, I came across wherein people in a month were selling millions. So the profits would definitely be in millions as well. So I have attended some of the seminars and some of the interviews wherein people were saying that my current month sale is $1.3 million. I'm not talking about dirhams or Indian currency or Pakistani currency. I'm talking about dollars when it comes to the revenue. So a person who is ready to take the risks, higher risks, and those higher risks will get them higher profits, that person is an entrepreneur. So if you feel that you are one of them, you're ready to take a risk, you're ready to risk anything, because normally what we do is we are in comfort zone. So I'm in a job, and the job is paying me after the month ends, and that's how I pay my bills, I pay my school fee, I pay my rent, I pay my mortgage, whatever it comes to me. And by the end of first week itself of the next month, I am again looking for the next paycheck. So this kind of thing will never get you the financial freedom. This is basically this is basically a system wherein you are in a trap. A person following his following his salaries and following his paycheck, waiting for it and working too hard to get it, and then getting it, and by the first week itself it's gone. So it's a trap. So we all need to, and it's difficult for all of us to even absorb it at the first, to to understand that we are in a trap, because we have been living this life for at least last 30, 35 years, 40 years, depends upon who's been living this for how long. So the responsibility for this is number one, the school system, the family system. They also taught us the same, and then we got into a job, and we also absorb the same thing, and we are also there. So we need to come out of this. This is the rat race. This is a trap. We need to come out of it, and for only you can come out of it when you take the first step. Taking the first step is the first very step, coming out of your comfort zone. That is how you can become an entrepreneur, or how you can become a successful entrepreneur. Okay, so an entrepreneur, I'll not explain this. I'll explain it with respect to this diagram, this particular picture. You can see that the people who are following, who are following the same path, always the most walked path, are the ones who are in the rat race, and the one who breaks from that path is the one who is an entrepreneur. Okay, so this exemplifies, and this explains itself, that how you can become an entrepreneur, or how different you have to be from the rest. You have to be the risk bearer, you have to be the innovator, and you have to be the organizer. You have to be a person who is ready to create something new and give back to the society, and create a wealth that will give you the financial freedom, which we will talk in ahead as well. So right now, the situation that is the world is going is COVID-19. And let me share you an example, or I would say a real life example, where uh, you know where one of my friends, he called me a couple of days back, and I'm sure that he is a part of this of the attendees in this particular call as well, in this particular webinar as well. And he called me and he said that though he was really happy, he said that I'm no more in job, and thanks to COVID-19 and thanks to the current condition. And he remembers that a couple of months back when we were together, I was talking to him that job is not something that's a secure thing. It's not going to continue for the rest of your life. So you have to take something, you have to take an action wherein you will at least be prepared. And when he gave me a call, I was like, I mean, because he was okay. I mean, he's that kind of a person. He doesn't take that much of things on his heart. So he happily accepted it. But this is just one example. So with the hit of this pandemic, there are millions of jobs that have already lost, or at least they are, lingering at the last, I would say the last nail. So once the last nail is removed, and they will be out of the job as well. So what we can do in this time to be, to secure at least our financial, assets, at least to be able to pay back the bills as well. So to be able to make sure that we have enough to give to our families. So that's something, a question, because people normally, when they are in comfort zone, they think only when that particular sugar ball is that's finished. So then when there's nothing left in, and then they think then how what to do and what not to do. So it's always good to prepare ahead. This is the time when people really don't know that how the situation is going to be unfolding in next 2 or 3 months, because so far it's been more than a month we are in lockdown. Personally, from 18th of March, I think 15th or 18th of March, I'm home. Though I'm an entrepreneur, I work from home. I have a couple of things that I do from home, which are keeping me busy. But the people who have been going to jobs, so for me it's been more than a month, and I'm in I think 15th or 18th of month, almost a month that I'm in lockdown, and it's been already extended for another couple of weeks. So we are expecting that this lockdown will go for another 3 months. So this 3 months time after the lockdown is over and we are over with this COVID-19, hopefully, inshallah, things will not be the same. Jobs will not be the same. Most of the jobs will be gone, as I just said a couple of minutes before. So when you lose the job, you have, I mean, you have a lot of things to think from the family point of view, from the, from the bills that you have to pay. You have to support your family back home, maybe your parents, and you have to support your current school for your kids. You have to pay your rents. So these things will come haunting, and then that time it will be really, it will be really out of hand. So it's this lockdown time is the best time to prepare ahead and be a visionary, which is a quality of an entrepreneur. And I believe that all of us are visionaries. The only thing that limits us is we as our own selves. So this is the first, stop that we have, because we've seen our neighbors doing something, we follow it. We've seen our parents doing something, we follow it, and we think that this is going to work. That did work 30 years, 40 years back, but that's not working now. World ahead, after post lockdown, post COVID-19, world will be 100% different. And I must commend Unileaks for that, because Unileaks is a platform. It's a digital platform. It helps people getting into the digital system. It's a cloud computing company, and it's helping people in getting into the digital space, wherein you can create your own digital footprint and move ahead and be the part of that particular stream, which is not the which will be the conventional stream few months ahead. Because right now also you see that e-commerce is working, malls are closed, nobody's doing malls because of the threat of infection and all that. Some supermarkets here and there in your local locality are do work, but then they are like small supermarkets. But online systems, online channels are working. E-commerce is booming. So these e-commerce, where did they come from? They did not come from the moon. They were again small companies like Jeff Bezos, the owner or the CEO of this Amazon. He made 25 billions or 25 millions. I think one of my this friend was just referring to a news, so it's roughly in my mind. So he was saying that in a couple of months he made 25 billions. I think it will be billions because the sales have been too huge for them. And so he started from where? He started from just one single computer. Jeff Bezos, the owner and CEO of this Amazon. Steve Jobs, where did he start from? He started from a garage, and right now you can see worlds. Well, I would say everybody wants to have Apple logo on his car, on his computer, or somewhere. Everybody wants to have that brand image, so he created a brand image. So it started from an entrepreneur, small business. Now it is one of the world's leading companies. All of the food chains you can go into, like this KFC. Where did he start from? McD, where did they start from? So just do some research. All of them were entrepreneurs. They did not. I mean, the owner of the KFC, he was rejected in all of his jobs. He didn't know what to do, and his wife left him, midway. Just read about him, and you will come to know that how he started. Then finally, he thought that he's good at something, so he started making, frying some chicken here and there. He was good at cooking, and somehow he had those skills. So he harnessed those skills, and right now everybody wants to have KFC. Now, even if somebody has to have broasted, so they will still say that we want to have KFC. I mean, this is becoming misnomer somehow. So the opportunities are huge. The only thing that who is stopping you is yourself. So you have to come out of this, and you have to come out of your limiting beliefs and unleash. And one more thing which is very important, what is stopping you is your close friend circle. See the people that you are spending most of your time with. If you're spending most of your time with people who drag you always, who discourage you, who sort of tell you that you can't do it because they could not do it, and if you see around them, all of them will be doing the same that you're doing. So you have to change your friend circle. You have to change your association. You have to change your circle of influence. The people that are around you. Then only you will be able to, do something. Consider a situation that you just imagine it, that you are given a chance to spend 1 week with Jeff Bezos, with Bill Gates. They are your friend circle. These are the people who are your friend circle, and you are having your phone calls with them, staying with them, chatting with them for 1 week. What will be your thoughts like? So now come back and see that who your friends are. So you are an average. I mean, Jim Rohn is one of the top business coaches, and he's one of the leading businessmen as well. He said that, in fact, I referred it in my latest blog as well when I was talking about entrepreneurship. If you want, you can just go to my website on my blog, and you will find it there on entrepreneurship. That you are an average of the 5 people that you spend most of the time with. So you have to see that where you spend your time with. Accordingly, you can become an entrepreneur, or you can't become an entrepreneur. Okay. So the importance of this particular whole journey of becoming an entrepreneur is having the impacts on the growth, not your personal growth only, the growth of the community, the growth of that particular country, the growth of the entire nation, and the growth of the entire world. Go back to the examples of Apple, go back to the examples of Google started from garage, Apple started from garage. So Jeff Bezos, Amazon, right now the leading e-commerce chain. So they started from where? Just having one small computer in their hand, and from a small 10 by 10 room they started. So right now those companies are worldwide. So they are contributing not only to the growth of their nation, their particular countries that they belong to, and they are also contributing the worldwide. So right now you can see Amazon is all over the world, Apple is all over the world, Microsoft. I mean, if anybody has a computer, it will be PC. Now, I would say 90% of the times it will be PC. Nowadays, people are a little more aware, and they want to spend more, so they want to go for Apple and all that. And one more thing which is very important when it comes to entrepreneurship is that see, as I was talking about the old school thoughts. The old school thought is that go to school, get good grades, get a job. But nobody is telling you, or nobody is telling us, that how and where those jobs are going to come from. The population of the world 20 years before, or I would say 50 years before, was different. And the population of the world now is different. And in coming days, it's going to be enormous. You never know that, how the population is unfolding. So under this, how you are going to get a job. So those who have got a job, that's why they are in comfort zone, or they don't want to lose the job, because they know they can't do anything else. Their limiting beliefs tell them that if you lose the job, you're gone. Nothing is going to come your way. Nothing is. I mean, what will you do? So they do every single thing which is permissible and sometimes impermissible to continue with that job. But when something like COVID-19 hits, they lose their job. So what do? They again think that how can I get another job? They're not thinking that what's the other possibility that I can do something else. I can get some, I can do something that is not only giving me the livelihood, making me financially free, giving me some freedom from whatever I was doing 9 to 5 job, but I'll also be able to create jobs. Now he will be having people working for him. So my intention was, when I became an entrepreneur, I wasn't really happy with my job. So I was always thinking that if I become a manager, if I become a business owner, I will treat my employees that the way that I was treated, just reverse of that. Because you have a boss and he doesn't know anything, and he's just coming and telling you do this, do that. When you give him logic that this is not so, he's saying no, go and do whatever I told you to do, because he's paying you the paycheck, the signature is with him, So, and you have a threat that, if I lose the job, then what? And then, suddenly your references, just start flashing that, if I lose the job, who will pay my bills? Who will pay my school fees? Who will pay my this? Who will pay that? Think of the condition that now you already lost the job. But there are many people who lost the job. Who's paying their bills? How will they manage? So you have to think of this as well. So you can not only contribute to the growth of the country and the entire nation and the entire world. You'll also become a job creator. You can create jobs, no matter it is just one at the beginning. Get your family member involved. Who will be contributing? Maybe your wife, maybe your sister, maybe your daughter, maybe your son. At least, and pay them as well. If you're getting profits, if you're getting good profits, tell them that I'm going to pay you these many bucks to get the job done. So they will be your first employees, and those employees will be the most trusted employees when you start from your family. You don't have to look around, a friend who you met in the church, a friend who you met in the masjid, or a friend who you met in the temple or somewhere else. So think of your family first. Charity begins at home. So you can start from there, and then it has socio-economic impacts as well. So, which is, I think, if you understand it from a perspective that you are already contributing to the growth, so the growth of the nation, the growth everywhere. So you're by default, contributing to the socio-economic balance of the entire world or of the entire nation. There are a couple of traits that that I came across when I was doing my research, but these are just, you can go online and you can search them on yourself. But I'm most of this that I personally feel are very important, or highly important for a person to have, are these traits. These are the most important traits that an entrepreneur needs to have. He needs to have discipline, he needs to have patience, and he also needs to have commitment. Commitment to the cause that he has started. Now, today you are 1, tomorrow you are 10. Then day after you are 100. I mean, say you're 100 people having along with you. So one more metaphor I just want to give you, that when we are talking about entrepreneur, I'll give you an example of this Amazon. So when you are selling on Amazon, what you're doing is basically you're sourcing some products from some other country like China. Mostly it is China or some other Asian countries. So what you do is, when you place an order, so you are by default contributing to the growth of that company, that manufacturer from where you are getting the goods from. Then your shipment is put into a vessel or put into a aeroplane, and it goes. So you're contributing to those routes, and then it comes to the people who literally handle and deliver the items to the people who purchase it. So the entire chain, basically, you're a contributor. So you're contributing to the growth of entire people. So if you break, if you stop, and if you give up on your commitments, so the entire chain breaks. So you have to think of that responsibility as well when you're becoming an entrepreneur. So discipline is very important, and patience. Because now, suppose I'll tell you something. If somebody has lost a job and he wants to become an entrepreneur, he invested $1,000, $10,000, $20,000. I don't know how much it takes. It depends what type of business you are doing. So, and now what will he want to do, that another month, another day, or in the week he wants to have the profits? It doesn't work like that. So you have to be patient. You have to give some time, and you have to make sure that things are things unfold. You learn. It teaches you. You fail, and failure is what? It's the first attempt in learning. So you're learning, and in the meantime, what you're doing is you are getting things corrected by having some knowledge from the different domains, from the different people who are contributing to your success and to your business, and that's how you grow. So what basically is important here is that once you are an once you started off from a business, there are two ways you can start. Number one, you lost your job and you started. So this is the worst thing that you can do. the best thing is that you're in the job and you contribute some time from your day-to-day engagements. So you're in 9 to 5 job. What you can do, the best that you can do is you can contribute 1 or 2 hours every single day and for your business. So when your profits, this is the best strategy. When your profits level your salary, when your profits, I mean, now this is your profit and this is your business, this is your salary and this is your profit. So when they level, so you're giving every day considering 2 hours to your job, to your business, and that those 2 hours are that you are holding yourself back from going to your social media, going to Facebook and all, not spending time in liking the posts from your friends and family and all that for some time, and you're leveling it, and by the time your profits reach to the level of your salary, that time you can decide to quit. This is the best example for any person. Those who are in job in this webinar, you can think of this, and this is really the best example. And those who are not in job or who lost, they can also think of something else. The main important thing is that you have to take an action. So the main important trait, something that defines an entrepreneur, is that he takes an action. If he is not taking an action, he's not an entrepreneur. Because in thoughts, we all want to be millionaires and billionaires, but then we don't want to, we don't want to take an action. There's a saying which, in fact, I had heard from one of the interview, I think it was a talk given by Steve Jobs in his Harvard, this graduation ceremony. When he was invited, he said that everybody wants to get to heaven, but nobody wants to die to get there. So it's the same thing. We all want to become billionaires and millionaires, but we don't want to take an action. So what can drive you to take an action is a strong reason. If you have a strong reason behind becoming a millionaire or becoming a billionaire, or having a financial freedom and time freedom, you would definitely take an action. It's so easy and simple to understand. So they are interrelated. So you will take action only when you have a strong reason, and the strong reason comes from from a family, from your socioeconomic status, and many other things. Or you get inspired. There are people who get inspired from another entrepreneurs and say, wow, he's doing wonders in when it comes to becoming financially free, or he has financial freedom, he's spending good time with his family, going to different places, maybe because he doesn't have to go to 9 to 5 job. So he wakes up, he's his own boss, he wakes up on his own time and he just goes to the bed when he wants. And then he wants to go out with his family, he can, because he has that time freedom. But that only came because he has taken an action. So that's what I want you all, become action takers. If you always compare yourself with your neighbors, with somebody who's financially free or who's having some leisure time, so you'll say, oh, he's lucky. But no, he is not lucky. He made his luck. He created it, he crafted it, and he crafted it by taking an action. And that action came from some strong reason. So they're very important things when it comes to your business and becoming an entrepreneur. I think there was a button as well. So motivation, I think there's nothing that is going to motivate you unless you don't come out of your comfort zone, unless you don't basically realize that you are in a sugar bowl, and now the sugar bowl is full, but after some time when you eat it, it will get empty. So it's very easy now to understand, to understand that you can sort of get that financial freedom only when you take actions, only when you have that particular spirit in that strong reason that makes you think of doing something different, breaking breaking the chain. So right now also, in COVID-19, we are also saying breaking the chain, do something different, stay home, please don't go out. When you break the chain, the things will stop. Same here. So when you break the chain that people are going to the old school, old thoughts, so you will break the chain and you will create something new. So you are a leader. So entrepreneur has inborn those leadership qualities that he takes along with him many other people as well, and he inspires and he shows the way. So that's what you have to do. So you have to be an entrepreneur. You have to get that stimulus that will create that action. So think around that how you can utilize these couple of months of lockdown period, the COVID-19 period, and make yourself prepared for the post lockdown period. And this is the best time that we have at our hand. Internet is available to every single person except a couple of parts in the world, and which I belong, unfortunately. And you can capitalize on this. There are many things that you can learn, and uh, you know uh, look, I mean, one more thing that I can give you when it comes to motivation. I'm not a motivational coach, but I can tell you something about motivation is that you do have some skills. I was writing my blog about how I became an entrepreneur. So when I gave a thought, I was like, I went back to my childhood and I was like, yes, you know, the first time my dad, he was he was a teacher. Now he's retired. So he got some cardboard, some stuff here and there, and he started cutting the cardboards and trying to, which I understood then was he was trying to bind the books. That day it was very common. So what I was doing, I was walking around. I observed my dad doing something. In fact, I wrote in my blog. So I also took a book and I also cut something. So that time my dad gave me a scold, but then he came back. He was like, wow, you tried. I mean, you cut it very perfect. So that was my encouragement. you know it was the first time when I fell, and that became my first business. That became my first business, going ahead couple of years back, a couple of years later. But that became the first business. So you never know. If we have some, I would say, some ladies who are well qualified ladies, but they're good in, they're good in cooking, so they can start something in cooking. There's somebody who is well qualified, not good in cooking. Maybe she's good in knitting or something else. Just think around, look around at what you have in your hand, and because if you are if there's a passion that drives you, if there's a passion that you are having within, and you're not getting an opportunity to show it off, just do it. Just get that first insight from within. Think about it, ponder upon it, and take an opportunity on that and start from there. Then you can put it on digital platform. Maybe you can get help from Unileaks. They will put it on the digital platform for you, and you can sell. You can create your own e-commerce store, and you can sell it there. There are many people who are good in painting, so they do painting, but they do it for the hobby, as a hobby, keeping it there. But the painting, it can be a good business as well. So you can sell your paintings, and you can create your own e-commerce store and sell it. So if people are not good in that, but they are good in selling, promoting, so there are many opportunities online wherein you can promote products of other sellers and get your share, get your commission. So you can do that as well. There are many things that you can do. The only thing is that you have to come out of your limiting beliefs. You have to put your limiting beliefs aside and stop that small voice in your head, which is telling you that no, you're not worth, you can't do this, you can't do that. You tell them, please shut up, I know what I have to do, and go against those references that are being given to you every single time when you think of business. Because you are not, I know that this for 100%, I'm sure that you are not from that particular family or that particular background wherein you were told that, okay, school is good, but think of business. That was not told to you. So now you have to break that particular I would say that cell. You have to break, and you have to come out of new thoughts and ideas and show people. So, but one more thing is, if you recognize your friend circle and you feel like they're not contributing to you, so you can get into there are some masterminds. You can get into some masterminds, and you can take help from them, and they will also help you in when it comes to when it comes to this. Yeah. So I think I'm good in this so far. So the only thing that can motivate you is that you have to take an action. You have to have a strong reason. There are many people, I'll just give an example. There are many people who on the 31st night and 1st of January, they make their resolution that this year I'll have the best fit body and I'll have six packs when it comes to these, young aspirants who follow certain celebrities, and that they feel like, yes, wow, now this year I'll be like having carrying six packs and one, two, three, four. But unfortunately, they don't. And these 2 days, 31st and 31st December and 1st of January, are the highest you know business days for any gym and any these muscle cells and all that, whatever you call them. Why? Because people just they just spend. They don't have a reason. They just either want to show it off to people, or they just do it because somebody else has done it. There's no reason behind that is telling them, yes, you can do it, and you should do it. So if there's a reason, then you will stick to it. If there's no reason, it's just for the sake of having it there, or you can just put a Facebook post or Instagram post that yes, I spent this much, and now I pledge that I'll become health wise, I'll become fit and I'll have six packs. So suppose, I'm just giving an example, but that never comes because because the problem is they're not driven by a cause, they're not driven by the reason. So if the reason was strong, they would have done it. So think about that. So if you want to get into entrepreneurship, my lesson for motivation will be, don't follow people blindly. Just just do something that is driven by cause, that is driven by some you know some cause which you normally can think that it will precipitate into a business. It will precipitate into a business. Don't just, yeah, you can get inspired, but that getting that inspiration, weigh it first. Just don't go by the inspiration itself. Wait first, take some time, but don't waste time in thinking that I'll become an entrepreneur. That's not going to happen until and unless you, because these things are also your stopping, I would say, bottlenecks. They the biggest one that I just spoke was your comfort zone. So comfort zone is the most important killer. People say laziness as is one of them, but laziness also comes from the comfort zone, so they are interrelated. And then there are many people who think that I don't have the market knowledge, I don't have the technical skills, I don't have that much of money to invest. It does not take every time a huge investment. Please don't think of conventional business when it comes to the entrepreneurship. Please don't think. So for the just, I would like all of you to please close your eyes for 2 seconds and tell yourself that you're not, at this time when you're thinking of entrepreneurship, you're not going to think of conventional business. Suppose I'm in Dubai, I'm in Sharjah, I'm in Dubai. So if I have to start a conventional business, it takes not less than 35 to 50,000 dirhams. 50,000 dirhams is a huge amount. So I don't have that much. Or a person who says that I want to he doesn't have that much of money. So how will he do? So he's not going to become an entrepreneur for his life? No, he will. He will become an entrepreneur. And he can start as I did. And I started from selling online, and it did not take me 35,000 dirhams. It took me a small amount. So you can become. Having a business knowledge or not having a business knowledge, I do understand that we are coming from a different background. That's okay. There can be some legal constraints as well when it comes to Dubai. Suppose we need to have that kind of licensing and all that in order to become, in order to have that kind of freedom and the legal, I would say, challenges to be overcome. So you need to have that kind of thing you need to keep in mind. But there are many. I mean, you can still sell on Amazon US, Amazon UK, Amazon, I would say Australia, and you don't need to have any kind of, you're not bound by the legal, those regulations are not that tight that you can't. Because I'm selling, so you can sell as well. So that I don't have that kind of this I did not fulfill too much of. They did not ask me to fulfill too much of this. I just need to have a seller's account and then get started. So some people have skepticism. I mean, shall I do? Shall I not do? Shall I do? Shall I? They always keep that. They don't, unless even if you give them the best reason, they will still not start. So I wish that in this talk we don't have those many people here, and even if they do, they do come up with a motivation, with a cause, with a reason that can drive them to become an entrepreneur and come over their comfort zone and laziness in order to become successful and contribute back to the community. That's very important when it comes. I think I have less time left, so I'll just quickly round it off. So one more thing that I wanted to talk about is this entrepreneurship, the business. Now I'm telling you, okay, go ahead and start, get the cause, get the reason. So how to start? So now you can chalk down, you can list down one or two ideas of business, and then do some research around them, see that how and what it takes to launch. I'll just tell you, because I'm an Amazon seller, and I think that will be a relevant example to put in front of you. Is to launch an Amazon business, all it needs is your email ID, so that you can internet your email ID, so that you can go ahead and create an account on Amazon.com Australia. I don't know what's the this. So I would say Amazon.com because I sell there, and you're good to go. Create a seller's account, and then you have to go and see which product you want to sell. See the product which is in demand. Don't go buy a product that you and your wife or your daughter or somebody else likes, or you feel like no, it's going to work. So do some sort of a research, because what we do is I'm a business coach, and I help people in getting into business and launching their businesses online. So I do that as part of a service from my side as well. So there is a proper research that is done in the back end, and then there are a couple of requirements that you have to fill. Just go ahead and get a small logo done for you, white label a product. Suppose you cannot, I mean, now if you want to own Apple, it's not possible. So you can't sell Apple under your brand name. It's not possible. I mean, say iPhone, you can't sell iPhone under your brand name. It's not possible. But you can do is, there's an example I'm giving you. You can still brand the cover for an Apple phone. Suppose I have this phone. It's not Apple, by the way. I was an Apple guy before. So I have this phone. I can't own this phone. I can't brand this with my, with my brand. But I can brand this. So if I brand this, it's possible that it's coming under my brand. So you will have to have a small logo there and all that. You can have some fancy stuff, whatever, some logically good ones, and then you can sell it. So launch it, and when you feel like you're doing good in this, and you can launch another product. You can scale your business. 1 product, 2 products, 3 products. More the products you have. I mean, initially, what I advise is go with 1 and see how it works, and then scale with another 1 and do some research, and by the time you'll have some knowledge of the market as well, then that's how you can go ahead. But if you just jump in with 10 products, then you definitely are going to collapse. That's not an advisable route to take. So that's how you can make your business set you free from your 9-to-5 job. So this is basically an example that I just wanted to share, that you first plant a seed, and then it becomes you scale it up 1, 2, 3, 4, and it grows. Okay, I think I've already spoken about this, that we are all in safe, we all play safe, we are all in comfort zone when it comes to having your own business and having your own job, paying the bills, and going ahead with this. And as I said earlier, you are the most important reason for the current situation where you are. You cannot blame. Nobody can blame his wife. Nobody can blame his father. Nobody can blame his whoever. So you can't blame anybody that, it's because of you who I'm not doing well. It's because of who, I have to stick into this job. It's because of you who I took this action in, launching the business, but I failed. No, you can't. Because if you follow somebody, that's also your consent. That's also your decision. It's your decision that you followed somebody and you failed. It's your decision that you took an action, you failed, or you passed. And it's whatever situation you are in, it's your decision that you stayed in the same job. And now the COVID-19 has taken out your job, and then you're doing nothing. So it's fairly possible that some people might blame some other people. I would not advise you that. So you first do some realization of yourself that you are the one, because you were fearing that you will lose. That's why you stayed in the job. So when you stayed in the job, finally you lost the job. So you lost that fear as well. Now the fear has become even higher, because now you'll have to pay the salary, you will have to pay the bills, you have to pay so many things, and then you're gone. You have nothing in hand. And one more important thing I want to share with you is, what are your plans for post retirement? I mean, you will have a couple of hundreds of thousands maybe in your account, or if you have saved. If you have not saved, then what are your plans? I'll tell you a real life example from one of my close. I think I have less time. One of my close, family members. One day I was talking with them, and then suddenly, this lady, she came up and she was like, "I spoke to my dad today." I said, "Yes, very good. Then what?" I asked, "How are you doing?" And he said, "I'm waiting to die." Let me give you the background of it. Waiting to die. He was in a very good job, and he was doing really good. He was appreciated in his family. He was appreciated in his job. But unfortunately, when he was retired, he did not have that. Now the 9 to 5 is gone, so he has nothing to do, and then he does not have anything that can engage him. He's always been a guy 9 to 5, 9 to 5. That's it. So he has the reason to say that I'm waiting to die. Would you like to be in the same category? I would say no. Don't choose that. So think about it. That what are your post-retirement plans as well? That can be a motivation for you. That can be like, most of the people, they do holidays, they spend here and there, and then finally, they're gone. They don't have anything in their hand. And by retirement, after retirement, they plan to die. That's it. They're waiting to die. So I have my dad, who is having his own business. He's having a honey business. He's busy in that. I have never heard him saying that, I have nothing to do. He loves to speak to people about his honey. He loves to speak about, what are the benefits of honey, how you can benefit from it, and how he wants to show the people. So he's always busy in that. So you can think of anything that is your passion. This is his passion. So similarly, my passion is selling in Amazon and coaching people and giving them some motivation. But I'm not a motivation speaker. Just thinking about. So I just put an emoji there for you, so you can think about it. Where you are now. Okay. So I think we have already spoken about this 9 to 5 job, and yes, this is what you have to think about: your time freedom, your location freedom, and your financial freedom. How will you get that time freedom wherein you are not bound by the 9 to 5 job? Location freedom. Now you're having your vacations back home. If you are suppose from any Asian countries and you're living in the West, and you want to spend time with your family, but you're still selling. So your business is literally on autopilot. You are not doing much of a thing from your side. The only thing that you have is carry your laptop, connect to the internet, which is available all over the world, and you're good to go. You don't have to do much. In fact, there are many tools now who help you in automation of your businesses. So your businesses can be automated, and you will be just relaxing somewhere in a beach or in a hotel, and taking your family to, I mean, most of us, for Muslims, taking their families to to Mecca and still selling, taking their families to their own home country and still selling. It happened to me, when I got into. I was like, how is it possible? But when I when I saw that it was possible and it really worked, and then I was like, wow, it does. So your time freedom, your location freedom, and most important, your financial freedom. Your financial freedom is not going to come unless and until you have more than one sources of income. It's not possible. You need to think of it. Your job is not sufficient. Now we'll say I have a job, my husband has a job. That's not, those guys are lucky. But again, I would say if both of you lose the job in COVID-19, what will you do? What ahead? So try to think something else. Start to think out of the box as well. Okay, and I think I'm just going to wrap it up now. I think I'm already done with this. Yes, the answer is yes. If you want to achieve those, that freedom, then I think you need a business coach. So I do help people, in setting up their Amazon businesses. So if you feel like you can see my you can get my contact details from the slides itself. I have left a slide as well, so you can get in touch and we'll see. Of course, there's something being said as there's nothing called as free lunch. I think there's nothing free because we want things free, but unfortunately we don't respect those things. So there will be a charge to that. I'll discuss that one-to-one. And there's a saying, Chinese proverb, there was the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and now the second best time is now. So you're not too late. It's never too late. You can still start now and get your share and make your dreams come true and achieve that financial, the time and that location freedom that you wanted always. You never wanted to be stuck in 9-to-5 job. I know that for a reason. Prepare for the post COVID-19. We already discussed it. Okay, think of digital solutions. Okay, think of selling online. Don't invent the wheel. This is very important. Don't go by, I will start this. No, follow the footsteps. Okay, these are some of the ways that we can sell. And online is Amazon, eBay. There are local, platforms as well. And the most important thing is white labeling. So you can sell, you can create your own brand, and then that brand can become your empire. So right now your thoughts are limited because you're coming from a different background. But when you come in to this, sky is the limit. So you can have your own brand, not just one, multiple brands you can create of your own. Okay, what next? Get in touch, and here's my email ID. You can, if you feel like you got a value from this talk, you can just quickly send me an email. I'm just an email away, and then I'll take it from there. If there are any questions, I'll leave it open to Bakir.
Yes, thank you very much, Muzammil, and never too late. It's never too late. This is the punchline of this today's session. So yes, there are a couple of questions people were asking in between, but we are now releasing questions one by one. So thank you very much for delivering such a wonderful session, and you really had a hand on the pulse of the topic, and I can see a very overwhelming response from Australian market, especially, and some of the people from Middle East as well. So it means that Amazon is the next selling point. So now questions which I'm releasing one by one. A question coming from Faisalabad, Pakistan. How did you know when you had the right idea?
How did you see? Getting the right idea, basically, sometimes you do have. I'll just give you the example that I went through. Sometimes you do have the idea that you want to do something. It's like, but what? The question is what? So the best way here would be that you can get in touch with somebody who's doing some business, or who's like, as I said, Amazon selling or selling online. This is just an example. There are hundreds of ways that you can sell online. You can just promote a product for someone else online. I mean, suppose I am an Amazon seller, and you can promote my product through your blogs. If you're if you're good in blog writing and all that. And people will click there, and then you'll get your commissions. So Amazon pays a good amount of commissions. There are many other people who are paying even 20-30% of commissions, when it comes to this. So you have to, I mean, this is a very I can't just give it an answer that do this and you will be done. No, you have to first, the best way for a person will be that you need to you need to get in touch with people who are doing something. Because if you stay in touch with those people that you have been living your rest of the life with, then you'll be again there, so they will pull you down again. So you have to break that chain and come out and spend some time with people who are doing something and share your ideas. Because if you share those ideas that you have, that I want to do business, and they'll tell you, I mean, are you crazy? What business takes this much investment, this, you can't do this, because they did not do it, so you will not be able to do it. So having that idea and then sharing that idea with people, that can be raw idea, but share with the people that that will encourage you to do something.
Great.
I think that
so,
answer.
Yes, next question is from Mohsin. Mohsin says that 85% of the time we lack resources and opportunity to tap in the entrepreneur market, while we have to put food on the table. So basically, what I'm understanding from his question, he's trying to ask that you have needs on one side, you have to run your kitchen, you have to take care of your family. On the other side, you have to take care of your business. So how to basically balance both of these things?
See, as I said, I think what Mohsin is doing, he is thinking of a conventional business. He's thinking of that, he has to set up a business in his country. I mean, where he lives, if he's living in Australia there, or if he lives somewhere else, Pakistan, India. So he's thinking of conventional business. He does not have to think of conventional business. He has to think of an idea that he can spend a couple of hours of his free time. Okay, of his free time. And that idea can, when it grows to an extent, then he can think of putting most of his time. So keep your job. I'm not saying, quit. Keep your job. Spend some of your time in pondering and thinking of your idea that you have, the business ideas. Discuss that business idea with your family. If they are really supportive, if they are not supportive, don't discuss it with them. Discuss it with some of your friends. There are many multiple channels online wherein these mastermind groups are there. They sometimes promote you, they sometimes help you. So you can think of that, and that's how you can. I know most of the time you have to make your living, and you have to pay your school fee, you have to pay your rent, whatever position you are in. So the best important way would be that you have to first get that idea, spend some time around in developing and researching and discussing things with with the relevant people, not with everyone. Because the more you discuss about it, the more people will come back and tell you that this can be done, this can be done, this can be done. And when you feel like you're good to go, you can give it a try. When you give it a try, and the try is not that much, that you are getting more into losses. So you will definitely get some results, and those results will precipitate, and then that will be your beginning, that how you can go ahead with this. That's what I would say in this case.
Great. So in a nutshell, what you're trying to say, aim small, miss small.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So next question is from Mujtaba, he's in Dubai, and what he's asking that, how do you sell in USA from Dubai? Is it drop shipping? So it's purely Amazon selling.
I have done drop shipping, but the problem in drop shipping is most of the time I started with drop shipping, just to tell you, I started with drop shipping, but then drop shipping has an issue that the things are delivered in 45 days, 35 days. It takes sometimes 2 months. The people in the US, they don't have that much of patience. They know that Amazon is delivering them in just 24 hours, or sometimes less than 24 hours. So they know that. The most of the people who purchase online on Amazon, because in the US, they are Prime members. They want their stuff to be delivered now. So they are not going to wait for that long. But again, Shopify or this drop shipping is one of the good examples as well. You can start from that. The main important thing is have you made your first buck? Have you made your first dollar online? If you have, I mean, then good. If you haven't, then you'll not feel that taste. So then the best way would be directly going to Amazon, selling on Amazon, selling on eBay, getting your products white labeled. In dropshipping, you cannot white label. You will have to just, it's like, middleman. You take the orders, give it to Shopify or give it to AliExpress, and then they deliver. They deliver at their ease. I mean, you can't push them. Here in Amazon, your stocks are already in FBA. I would say Amazon FBA is the better, as somebody is asking FBA. So Amazon FBA is the better way, and then Amazon delivers it within 24 hours, and you get good reviews, and you can grow from there. Otherwise, if one product delivery takes, suppose, 30 days, 45 days, then how better can you grow? So people make a good living, good business. That's a good business channel, as dropshipping.
Great.
I would favor.
I think Muzammil, we need to run a separate session on Amazon selling, because the next question from Habib is also from that perspective. He's asking that, do you recommend any online course for Amazon FBA? I don't know what FBA is, because I'm not cat in Amazon selling. So please answer the question.
See, FBA is fulfillment by Amazon. That means you send your inventory, all your products. Just to answer your question first, Bakir, and then I'll answer Habib's question. So FBA is that you send your inventory, your product. The stocks are with FBA, stocks are with Amazon, and Amazon, when the order is placed, somebody places an order, and Amazon will take care of sending it. You don't have to do anything. So that's why, I mean, your job is only limited, and you have to relax. When your business is set, you have to relax. You have to enjoy your bite. So that's how you can do. I mean, Amazon. I'm launching one of the courses myself, and it will come in a couple of weeks. If not months, it will come in a couple of weeks. So and considering the COVID-19 situation and all that, because I know these courses are really costly when it comes to somebody taking it from other players who are there for long and selling. In fact, 1 or 2 day courses they are selling in $3,500, sometimes $4,000, $5,000, depends then who you are taking it from. So I am personally coming, but nonetheless, I mean, you always don't need to go for a course. You can always take help from somebody who can guide you step by step. Like I said, I do help people, the new aspirants, in getting into Amazon and selling. I help them from scratch till the first sale, and then the support is there as well. In how they can do what they can do, how they can resource, how they can source the product, how they can, what product to source and all that. We do all that research for them, and then they'll have to invest in getting the rest of the inventory and all that done. So I do that. So if he would want, he can get in touch, and I can just guide him.
Great. So you answered a couple of questions in one go. And now there is one of my personal most favorite question, which is coming third time in the session since yesterday. That how to start a business in his mid-40s. Can you start and find right resource? So
I'll tell you one thing. Age is never a limiting factor when it comes to business. I'll give you a simple example, and I'll just hope you understand from that. I would say, please go ahead and search online about the founder of KFC. Kentucky Fried Chicken. He was pushed. He was kicked out of all of his jobs, almost all of his jobs. As I said in my talk as well in the webinar, that he was, his wife just left him and said that you are of no use. But in his 60, when he was 65, that was the time when he discovered that he has magic in his hands. And that's where the KFC started from. So that was 65. I think it's 65. If I'm not wrong, just if I'm not misquoting it, please correct your through the online resources. So if he could do it in 65, if you are in mid 40s, I think 40 is considered to be, young. So you're youth. So you should be easily able to do it.
Sure. I think this is also answered. Okay, and another serious question coming from, I believe that that person is trying to be an entrepreneur very soon. How to sacrifice your income for a considerable period of time without a guarantee that it will pay off later?
See, I'll tell you, I'll give you an example. I mean, right now, this is the perfect time. I think this question is really important question. How to sacrifice your income? Number one, COVID-19 has already taken jobs. So you already sacrificed. I mean, I'm not saying if your job is secure, good. So let's carry on. Most of the people who have lost their jobs, they have nowhere to go. So they already sacrificed. Number one. Number two, if you were attentive in my talk, so what I said was, you can spend some of your time, 2 hours, 3 hours, rather than spending it on Facebook. I mentioned it. Rather than spending it on Facebook and liking the posts of people and placing your posts, spend this on doing some research, and that time be your, I would say, growth time. So you are not giving up your income. You are giving up your time. You're giving up you are investing your time rather than giving up. You're investing your time in a right place, and that is how you can you can grow. So that's how you can. I think there's no way that you are giving up your income. So income comes nowhere here. So in the first, you can divide it into 3 phases. The first phase will be ideation, wherein you'll come up with some idea. So give it a couple of weeks. If you find that it's really difficult, I would say, as I have given you already an idea to sell on Amazon. So this is the best. This is the best in today's scenario. And given the fact that $24 billion this Amazon made, Jeff Bezos made in a couple of months because of this COVID-19. Because every malls are shut, so you have to think of the alternative. The alternative is going to be this. So now people will prefer going, on an outing and placing an order and giving it a date that please ship my groceries or ship my home items by this date, and by then he is back from his vacation. He doesn't have to go and shop. I mean, go for the groceries. So it will be just delivered to him online. So I think most of the businesses will go online. So you're not giving up. I mean, coming back to the question, you're not giving up your income. You are investing your time. So concentrate on time, and then when you have to really invest with small amount. Don't invest the huge amount. So we always invest in in I would say dead things. Like we invest in a huge bulky car, we invest in houses, we invest here and invest in there, invest in some courses that we even push our kids to do huge amounts, but then they're of no use because they don't use those things in the day-to-day life. They really don't use that knowledge in day-to-day life. So what you will be using in your day-to-day life will be how to better your business, how to scale your business up, how to go from one product to second product, how to in that product, it's not just you selling the product and getting your profits. No, you have to make sure that your product is really of a quality, because Amazon is like, they will give you feedback. So your feedback, if it is good, it will make your business. And if it is really something that you have invested in a low quality product, Amazon customer is really mature. They know that what they're purchasing. They can return it and give you feedback. So then that can. This is not a scary thing. This is just an encouraging thing. Why? Because you will always invest in something good. You will not just bargain for 1 cent, 10 cents, and all that. You'll at least do invest in some good product that will become your business, the backbone of your business. So you're not, and one more thing, coming back to the question again, you're not investing your income, you're investing your time. First, invest your time, please.
Perfect. Seems like Shan is fully agree with you, and he's happy with your answers. So I believe that there are some other couple of questions as well from, but on a personal level, I can answer this. Like Mohsin is asking that how you can trust somebody if you have an idea and how to share it. So Mohsin, I would say that you should sign an non-disclosure agreement or NDA before sharing your idea with someone. So there are a lot of legal technicalities which you have to follow. Best thing is that I would prefer you contact Muzammil directly, and he will guide you about some ideas how to set up a business, or you can discuss this with your tax agents as well, or business agents in Australia or wherever you're based in. So apart from this, I believe that we don't have any more questions. So let me quickly check again if there is. Yes, yeah. Again, Mohsin is asking about the trademarks and patents and all these things. So these are all the business technicalities which you can definitely go. And as Muzammil said, that you cannot sell iPhone with your logo, because there will be serious cases and allegations against
Yeah.
you. However, you can still select a third party product like a iPhone cover
Yeah.
or anything such item, and then you can customize it. You can register that product, you can sell it. And yes, again, you have to aim small, miss small. So start with the small risk, and then you can move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank
Very
you for
much.
joining us. Thank you for joining us. And I really my apologies to the listeners from Middle East, because they are again facing some problems in the voice quality and the transmission. But I hope that you will understand. I spent myself 13 years in Middle East, so I struggle a lot also talking my friends and family abroad. Um, Anyways, the recording of this session will be available as such in some time, and all four sessions will be available very soon. If you guys missed anything, or if you could not join this, you can still videos are available from our forum. You can join us anytime. Um, you can contact our coach Muzammil as well. And last thing, which before I leave and close this session, I would say that you don't need to start up, like an iPhone or a Tesla or a Microsoft, from home. But you can still do a lot in this lockdown situation. You can make YouTube videos. You can make, if you're good in cooking, as Muzammil said, that you can make videos and you can start your own. You can be a YouTuber or start blogging, whatever. So there are many success stories. Like I know one gentleman, his channel is hit more than 1 million subscribers, and he's just making in Pakistan some local recipes in a very local and village environment. And that guy is just by the way, 10th grade student. He just passed his 10th grade. In
That's really
Yes, in his personal interview, he said that he's a son of a driver, and Saada was the driver. Literally, he lived in slumdogs, environment, and then he passed his 10th grade in third grade, by the way. So, but he never gave up, and now he's a very famous chef on YouTube. So there are examples, guys. So I hope that you will keep joining us in future, and we will, based on this response, inshallah, hopefully, we will organize more such sessions for awareness and to enlighten you. I hope that people like Muzammil will keep pledging their support for us to the cause, and they will keep guiding us. There are a lot of potential available.
I would, I'd say thanks a lot to to Unilakes, and I'm really, I would say, it's been a blessing that I have been hosted by them for 2 times now, and I think we can have another session if on people if they really want. I think I'll leave it up to you. So for Amazon selling and all that, I think that's where people might have some,
Yeah, so I believe that people are still asking about online selling sessions. So let me talk with my team, and hopefully we will very soon arrange an online session again. Hopefully with you, Muzammil, to host
Mm,
another session on Amazon online selling with some more practical and hands-on examples. So this is need of the time.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. So I thank you all for joining us, sparing some time, basically investing some time, and whoever you guys paid for this our small charity, that will go to Crescent Relief Australia for to help the students, international students who are in need right now, they need your support. So all the charities will go to Cross Crescent Australia Relief Fund, and I appreciate my team as well. They supported this, especially Emma from our event management, and our founder and managing partner of the company, Mr. Ziaul Muzaffari, um, and some other fellows as well. Um, Thank you very much, guys, and I hope
Thank you,
this
lot.
was. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bakir, and thank you, Zia, for giving me a chance. Thank you so much.